welcome to another EOSIO Top 5 Moments of the Week. Now, please keep in mind, none of this is financial advice, and you are strongly advised to do your own research. As always, this is brought to you by the team at Helios. My name is Chris Barnes.
And I'm Waxo. So, starting with number 5, we have the Eden on EOS chief delegates. They have ratified the new set of bylaws.
Yes, pretty big moment in the Eden world. So for those who don't know, Eden on EOS is a DAO that is on EOS, and it has an EOS treasury. This is something that utilizes a very unique consensus mechanism to select leaders and representatives, known as political playoffs or fractal governance. And so what happened was basically the current sitting Eden chief delegates have ratified the bylaws that were proposed by the previous set of chief delegates or leaders, essentially the chief delegates. So this is a big moment. This was their 4th meeting as the current set of chief delegates, and they've been talking about ratifying these bylaws for some time, and they've finally done it. The key thing that's really unique about this is when you're sitting in power, so the current chief delegates are in power, they can't just change the rules to suit themselves. It's called basically incumbent advantage. And so they can't do that. They can basically merely suggest rules or bylaw changes, but those changes can't be ratified until there's another election and another set of new leaders come in, and they have the opportunity to ratify the previously proposed bylaws. So this ensures that basically incumbents don't just grab control of the organization and modify the rules to suit them to keep them in power, essentially. For example, saying that the elections are now 3 years apart and there won't be one for another 3 years. We've ratified it. Thank you very much. We'll hold the treasury now at in our control. So great work from them. So now the changes that have been made now set the next election for Eden to be Saturday, July 9th. Also, the membership fees should be 3 EOS versus 10 EOS, and the head chief delegate no longer has a pay increase compared to the other sitting chief delegates. Of course, all these changes have to be ratified in code because they are set in code. So even though they're bylaws that have been changed, they still require code changes, and the chief delegates are working on that. So great work, guys and gal, and looking forward to the rest of your meetings.
And for number 4, Messari has come out with a research paper on FIO.
Yeah, so Messari.io is a data research and intelligence platform, basically covering all things crypto, and they did a deep dive on the FIO protocol, which is built on EOSIO technology. The key insights were that FIO enables a uniform experience with transactions across blockchains and products. And I really like this one line from the document they put together, which is quite long, and I encourage folks to look into it if you're not familiar with what FIO does and the future they're hoping to enable. They noted that FIO aims to enable a homogeneous user experience that rivals Web 2 usage without compromising on decentralization. It simplifies the sending, receiving, and requesting of digital assets. As of May 1st, 2022, there were over 704,000 FIO crypto handles registered from over 58 partner integrations. The real test for FIO is to grow enough to achieve wide-scale community adoption as crypto becomes mainstream. So great to see this. Again, I encourage those who are interested in learning more about FIO and how human readable names can be applied to Bitcoin accounts and Ethereum accounts, which if anyone's worked or transacted in those blockchains, it's tough to confirm you've got the right address because it's a string of gobbledygook as opposed to a proper human readable name. So good work on FIO, and I definitely think that this is a platform for EOSIO that can really do big things in the broader crypto space.
And for number 3, so the TLOS token has now been listed on the Hotbit exchange.
It's always good news when we see a EOSIO chain become listed on more exchanges, right? Exchanges are the pathway to liquidity, and crypto adoption seems to be very much centered around the price of the token, even though some of us would feel that the true utility should be represented more broadly. However, that's not the case. In this case, however, Hotbit is a mid-size exchange. They have roughly $284 million in transaction volume over 24 hours, and they've recently added the Telos USDT trading pair. So again, it's quite great to see Telos listed on another exchange, especially in the recent market downturn. The Telos token has actually been holding up quite well. So part of that might be due to just the news coming up from Telos, their participation in Consensus in Austin this June, which is a big event for them. They're a Block 3 sponsor, and now getting listed on more exchanges. So great work from the Telos team.
Number 2, more details on the Trust EVM token as it relates to current US holders has been released.
Yes. So Yves Larose, who is the executive director of the EOS Network Foundation, on a recent EOS fireside chat. And to those who don't know, these are chats that occur weekly, every Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern time on the EOS Discord channel. So if you're not following these, they're live events, basically AMAs, with all the key players from the EOS and especially the EOS Network Foundation who are there to answer questions. So on this call, Yves confirmed that there will be advantages in the Trust EVM token sale that basically advantage EOS holders. So the discussion revolved around how the Trust EVM token, which has the ticker EVM, was going to be distributed. For example, would it be an airdrop to current EOS holders, as we've seen in previous token distributions? Or will there be another mechanism for its release? Zach Gall, also from the ENF, made a great point that if the token was 100% airdropped, there wouldn't be any tokens remaining to fund the team to maintain and continue building out the Trust EVM platform. So it looks like it might be a bit of a hybrid where there will be some token airdrop perhaps, and then some tokens kept behind for sale to bring in external capital, which is also a big point and something that Yves mentioned, as well as just bringing in external liquidity, which is really sorely needed in the EOS network. So looking forward to get more details about this. It's not finalized. This is still a work in progress, as was mentioned during the call. So if anyone has any ideas or suggestions about how they think this token mechanism should be launched, by all means, jump onto the Telegram or Discord and make your voice known and let the ENF know what you think. They seem to be very responsive to responding to the community and listening to feedback, which is really great to see and very much a nice feeling within the EOS community to feel like we're all kind of working together and pushing in the same direction. So great work on these live fireside chats and pushing forward with the Trust EVM.
And for number one, our top EOSIO moment of the week is Elarium. So that is Ultra's exclusive first-person and AAA shooter game, which has just been announced.
Yes, this is from the Ultra roadmap where they announced that they were going to have a first-person shooter game that was exclusive. And we're also still looking forward to the exclusive sports game. In this case, the first-person shooter game is from the team at Avant Labs, which is a team of 40 developers who have been building games for over 2 decades. It is built on Unreal Engine 5 and will focus on a skin economy with the integration of NFTs as part of the in-game experience. And that's where Ultra comes in, of course. There's a burn to mint mechanic where less rare items can be burned to mint a more rare item. The game is set to release in Q1 of 2023, and I strongly encourage you to have a look at some of the gameplay footage that's been presented so far. It looks quite incredible. I'm not a gamer because I just get too addicted and I can't stop playing, so I just refuse to play. However, this looks awesome, and if I was a gamer, I think I'd be into trying this game, especially considering the NFT aspect where the in-game skins and objects that you play with, you actually own. Those will be tradable on Ultra via their unique marketplace, also on their roadmap, and they have made progress already this year. So great work from the Ultra team. Looking very forward to seeing this game and also learning more about the other game exclusives they've got coming out.
And that concludes this week's top 5 EOSIO moments of the week. Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you again next week.
Yeah, and be sure to hit that bell and subscribe and all those good things you're supposed to do that every single content creator on YouTube asks you to do. Thank you.